Collin here. I am wearing a tie today. It's at my lunch break, but I just wanted to do a quick video. I've been thinking about this series, and I've been wanting to do a review on it for a while, so I figured I would take a few minutes during lunch. I gotta get back to the office here in a few minutes, and do a quick review. So this is my review of The Son of Neptune, which is the second book in Robert Jordan's The Lost Heroes. I want to say that's the Lost Heroes series, but I don't think that's right. Anyways, it's his new Percy Jackson series. I completed it not too long ago, a couple of weeks. I listened to it. The new reader, and the guy's name escapes me at the moment. The new reader is good. I really enjoyed it. So what I like about this series is the continuation of the Percy Jackson series. You know, Percy Jackson series was a little bit younger. It was focused on a younger audience, but ultimately I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the plot. I enjoyed the setting. I would have liked an older rendition of the Percy Jacksons. I think Percy's story was interesting. I have my complaints, and maybe I'll go back and at some point I'll talk about them. But for the most part, I dug the series. What's great about this new series was the transition. You know, I had my doubts when the first book, The Lost Hero, came out, and Lost Heroes, the first book in this series. I had my doubts. Jason, Piper, Leo. It seemed like a little bit of their own, and I'm not going to talk about that right now, mainly because, well, it's not proper. I'm doing a review of Son of Neptune, so on to the Son of Neptune. I thought it was really good, much better than the first book in the series. Not that the first book was bad, I just really liked it. It was great to see Percy again. The transition in his kind of story on his memory loss, the memory loss was well done. Ultimately, Percy's interesting. Percy's interesting because you feel like, you know, his story is sort of told in the first 5 books of his series. But, you know, he added some. You know, there were still things for him to learn and talk about and do in this book. The addition of Frank and Hazel. Hazel's story was okay. Frank's story was okay. Ultimately, I think they just paled in comparison to Percy. What was really great, though, was to see the transitions. Rick Riordan did a great job getting rid of the invincibility of Percy, the transition, the development of the characters within Camp Jupiter was good. If you like this story, these storylines, if you like the Percy Jackson, you like the first book, you're going to like this one. There's no doubt about it. And I would say this book is better than the first. Dislikes, you know, the dislikes I have are the dislikes I have for all of the series. They're minor. I thought this one flowed just like the other ones. I thought this one was written just like the other ones. I thought Hazel and Frank were weaker characters than Jason, Piper, and Leo. I just don't think they're very interesting. Well, I guess, and they just pale in comparison to Percy, who is he's just a cool character. He's strong. He's powerful. He's loyal. He's nimble. He's a good character. He's a good hero. The love story. Ultimately, I always thought that Riordan's love story writing, maybe it's because he's writing for such a young audience, I always thought it was weak. I just wasn't feeling it between Frank and Hazel, and I understand that we already got Harry's love story kind of hammered, not Harry, wrong story. Percy's love story kind of hammered out, but I don't know. I do think that's the weakest aspect of his writing. I do think that this next coming book, The Mark of Athena, I think it's called, will be much more interesting. Jason, I think a dichotomy between Jason and Percy will be interesting because they're both leaders. I think Jason is a worse written version of Percy. I don't think Jason has really very interesting traits. I don't think he's I thought he was just a Jupiter version of a Camp Jupiter version of Percy, and not a very particular good one, like a copy of Percy, not a particular good one. Like, I'm trying to think back of individual traits that he had, and I just not coming to mind. So let's say the good. The good is the same good that you're going to see in the other books. Good characters, interesting setting, interesting plot. I think what makes these books so great is the use of the Greek mythology. He takes Riordan is able to take something that's really not very innocent and turn it pretty innocent. The Greeks and Roman mythology was built with love, lust, war, betrayal, incest. I mean, there's some very not kosher, not innocent, I guess is the word I'm looking for. He was able to take concepts and stories that were not innocent and turn them innocent with this modern twist. And he does a good job of it. That's the good. The bad, I think there's some really flat parts. I think Frank and Hazel's stories are pretty uninspired. I think they're not very interesting. So I found myself trying to rush through them, but for the most part, I enjoyed the book. I'll probably listen to it again. The final battle scene was good. The setting was good. Overall, if you like this one, if you like the other ones, you'll like this one. What else can I say? Reviews by Collin. For more information, go to www.collinriordan.com. There's links in the little thing right here. You can also check out my books. They're on Amazon. Harmonix: Rise of the Magician. Harmonix Revelations, the first series, and you can check out The House of Grey on iTunes. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.